Hello, I am Mr. Shrum, and I am back after break with another anatomy lesson tutorial walkthrough. And we are on Unit 3, and we're going to get into the muscular system. And this will just be a little introduction. So let's get started. So the muscular system, I think it's one of the more interesting aspects of anatomy. Because you can actually see your muscles and you can use them and watch them work. And it allows us to train our bodies. We can grow these muscles to be stronger, recruit more muscle fibers faster. And I find that to be very interesting. And here we have a little fact. Did you know that the muscular system has more responsibilities than helping you look good and run fast? It actually helps your body function. And the three main functions are movement, posture, and heat production. And we're going to look at each of these in the next few slides. Movement. The muscular system works with the skeletal system to move your body. So that can include running, skipping, jumping, smiling, talking, and chewing your food. It helps you breathe, sends blood throughout your entire body, and pushes food along the digestive system. So muscles help you move food through your body. Very interesting. So we have movement, then we have posture. The muscular system must work even when you are standing still. Even when you're completely still, your muscles are still working to keep your body in a certain position. Muscles in your body act to help you maintain your posture, whether you are standing in line, sitting down, or kneeling. And 3, if you have ever shivered because you were so cold, then you have firsthand knowledge of how your muscular system produces heat. That shaking is your muscles trying to keep you warm, create movement. So the muscular system comprises of skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscles. Through contractions of these muscles, this system is able to provide movement, posture, and heat production. We have 3 types of muscles. Each are composed of contractile fibers, which are the part of the muscle fibers that allow the muscle to shorten. The 3 types of fibers are cardiac muscle, so think heart related, visceral or smooth, and skeletal muscle. Cardiac muscle is the contractile fibers of the wall of the heart. It creates that rhythmic motion, that rhythmic movement that pushes blood through the heart and to the body. This cardiac muscle is controlled involuntarily. You're not consciously making your heart beat. It does that all on its own, whether you want it to or not. And here we show a visualization of the cardiac muscle. This is what it looks like. And then we have visceral or smooth muscle. Now, this is the fibers that comprises of hollow organs and arteries. So think of certain parts of your body like the large intestine, urinary bladder, aorta, or stomach. So something that is not solid, has a hollow body. This lines the walls of that organ or artery. And that's what it looks like. It's called smooth muscle because it doesn't have that striated fibers. You see the lines here, that striation in here as well. That does not enter into this smooth muscle. Those striated fibers are microscopic horizontal stripes, and smooth muscles do not have those striated fibers. Visceral muscle is controlled involuntarily as well. So you do not move your smooth muscle or your cardiac muscle. It happens all on its own. And then lastly, we have skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle connects the body together, defines the shape of the body, and provides body movement. Skeletal muscle usually crosses one joint and is attached to bone. It is located in the face, neck, chest, abdomen, back, arms, and legs. These muscles are controlled voluntarily, so you can consciously work your muscles, really the ones that you can see or that are just beneath the surface of your skin. It is also striated, meaning it has microscopic horizontal stripes. And you can see that in this picture, in this picture. So it looks a little bit more like cardiac muscle than it does smooth muscle. So we are going to look at the structure of skeletal muscle because that's what we're going to focus on in anatomy. So here we get a closer look at the internal structure of skeletal muscle. We get to look at muscle fibers and tendons, deep fascia, and other parts of the body. And we'll get into other parts in the later chapters or later sections, should I say. And if you want to go to the vocab check, endomysium, endomysium, endomysium. That is the muscle fibers wrapped in an inner layer of connective tissue known as the endomysium. Endo means inner. So think of the inner layer of a skeletal muscle. An individual muscle fiber is the muscle cell. So an individual muscle fiber is the cell, the muscle cell. And then you have, let me click off of that, an inner layer of connective tissue known as the endomysium. Muscle fibers bundle with adjacent muscle fibers to form a fascicle. Fascicle. So a bundle of muscle fibers. Think fascicle. A skeletal muscle contains several fascicles. They are separated from one another by a central layer of connective tissue known as the perimysium. Peri means around. So perimysium goes around the fascicles of skeletal muscle. The muscle is then surrounded by an outer layer of connective tissue known as the epimysium. Epimysium. And this divides the muscle from the surrounding tissues and organs. Epi means upon. So if you remember, epidermis is your outer layer of skin. Epimysium is upon the outside of a skeletal muscle. So keep track of endomysium, that's the inner layer. Peri means around. So those go around the fascicles. And then epimysium is the outer, it's outside of a skeletal muscle. And the epimysium extends at the end of the muscle to form a tendon. And a tendon is connective tissue that attaches a muscle directly to a bone. So if you've ever injured a tendon or heard of a friend injuring a tendon or a famous sports player, they're injuring the connective tissue between a muscle and a bone. And that's an important segment of your body. Deep fascia is connective tissue that binds muscles into functional muscle groups. Here's a vocab one. Deep fascia. Yes, deep fascia. Individual muscles do not usually work separately. They're not really working alone. They're always working with another muscle. And muscles that contract together to make a specific movement are known as synergistic muscles. So synergistic muscles are working together to do the same motion. But muscles that perform the opposite function are known as antagonistic muscles. Antagonistic muscles are usually on the opposite sides of a limb. So take, for example, your arm. Your bicep wants to contract one way, but your tricep wants to contract the opposite way. Those are antagonistic muscles. You flexing both your tricep and your bicep is kind of hard because you have to do two different things at once. But another example would be your leg. Your quads want to extend your leg, and your hamstrings want to pull your leg backwards or your foot towards your buttocks, usually. So think synergistic, working together, antagonistic, working opposite. So your muscular system is a great example of teamwork. Muscles have to work together to provide movement, posture, and heat production for your body. And muscles are bound together by 3 layers of connective tissue: endomysium, perimysium, epimysium. Endomysium is this inner connective tissue. Perimysium is around. And then epimysium is outside or upon the skeletal muscle. So this is it goes from inner to outer. That's the method here. Endo, inner, peri, around, epi, upon. Muscles that perform the same functions are synergistic. If they perform opposite functions, they're antagonistic. Think of a character in a play or a show, right? You call the main character the protagonist, and anyone that opposes him or is against the protagonist is called the antagonist. So think of against, antagonist. And that's the end of the intro to the muscular system. So I hope you guys had a good break and welcome back. We'll be going through these anatomy classes one by one, these lessons one by one, and hopefully they will help you in your anatomy journey. Good luck. And if you have any questions you need to ask me or I can help you with, be sure to message me in Canvas or email me. Contact me any way you can, and I will be sure to help you as best I can. And that's all for today. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.